you feel like you've lost from maturing, you've outgrown anyway. One thing I would like to tell people, man, is always keep it a buck with yourself, man. Always keep it a buck with yourself. And whatever you do, you could tell 1,000 lies to 1,000 different people, but the mirror needs no words. So just remember, just stay true to you, man. And just at the end of the day, man, as long as you're committed to improving, and you're being authentically yourself, man, you can go anywhere you want to go in this world. But I wholeheartedly believe that. And I want to say this too, for all my brothers and sisters of color out there, man, make decisions before the white man makes them for you. If nothing else, man, love yourself, love other people, man. And the first step to healing is listening, man. To heal, you have to be heard, I feel like, and not only you, but other people too, man, because it gives people the confidence to trust what they're saying, and to trust that their thinking is going to help move them forward, or have some sort of influence on others in some way. So just listen, you know what I mean, and make sure, just to love other people, man, wholeheartedly. And we all in this together, man. We all human. We all doing this for the first time.
What's up, everybody? I hope we all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Voices of Change with your host here, Gabriel Martinez and Tex Bowie. Let's give us a round of applause. Round of applause for everybody here. It's a very special occasion, very momentous occasion that I wanted to share with everybody. We officially have made it to episode 10. Oh my goodness, come on now. Yes. And along the way, like similar to one of our episodes, we got to celebrate our small wins, and this is one of the many milestones that we are going to take steps forward in and continue moving on. So I appreciate all your love and support, everybody. And without further ado, let's dive into it. The title of today's podcast, right, we're going to dive into mindset, hustle, healing, and life after college. And we do have a special guest for you as well. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so appreciate everybody for joining us back. It is episode 10, and shout out to, we have hit 200 subscribers, and shout out to that, and to anybody out there that's been supporting us and checking out our videos and listening to on the live podcast. Thank y'all to y'all. We have more coming, and be on the lookout for some great stuff that we're going to be producing. And also check out some of the other projects we're doing with the Voices of Change, wetlands restoration and conservation, Mangul wetlands in Kenya, as well as data and research for the empowering green mobility and understanding electric vehicles infrastructure. But we're not going to talk about that today. That's going to be maybe some more episodes down the line. Today, we have a special guest that finally we can say we have three for the founders. Technically, it qualifies for 3 for the founders. Now,
bang.
This guest today, it's been a long time due. He was actually supposed to be on the previous, on the City Open Exchange podcast, but no longer doing that right now, currently focused on this. So he was like, I'm down to join this one. And he actually was the one that proposed these topics for today. So be on the lookout and check him out. So without further ado, I want to introduce and bring in our guest today, Trevor Aremu. What's up, my guy?
What's happening, man? Appreciate y'all for having me come by, and just kumbaya with my brothers. You know what I mean? And just have a moment to share, be open, be honest. And man, thank you for the opportunity, and I'm excited, man. Let's get it going.
Man, we're gonna keep it real, honest, and maybe a little bit messy today. So we gonna start off the conversation. I'm gonna let Gabe lead this part of a conversation, mental health and figuring it out, because it is something that we would like to talk about. We've always talked about it. So come on, Gabe, take it on.
You feel me? Well, without further ado, but before I start, quick plug, make sure you guys follow us and go to sustainthevoices.org, where we drop all of our stuff. In addition as well, let's be the change today. Yes, sir. Diving into it. Mental health, man, Trevor, Tex, we've all been through college. We all went to University of California, Davis, and, came together.
Shout out UCD, I guess.
Shout out UCD. Shout out Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. But in addition as well, not only did we go to college, not only did we traverse those college campgrounds and all the different obstacles that were put in front of us, but in addition as well, we all made it out. We all graduated. So a round of applause for that. Appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, and everybody's individual journeys, yes, sir. But I wanted to open it up, right? What surprised y'all the most about mental health post college, right? I think a big problem that a lot of people faced, right, was that I don't know, when you take that first step out of college and you're like, dang, what am I going to do? I know for myself, I dealt with that, but it may be different for everybody else. Trevor, if you could start and take us off, like, what was that like for you?
Man, let's just say, man, it was one of those moments where it was like two polarizing feelings. I was super excited, um, super juiced just to move on to that next step in my career, in my path, but at the same time, man, like of course you feel moments of anxiety because you don't know what's next. You don't know where that next step is gonna take you, you know? And so yeah, man, like a lot of it is just almost a conflicting battle with yourself or like trying to figure out, okay, um, everything I've done to this moment has led me to this point, right? Now I don't really have this structure to help kind of guide me along the way. And I'm into the real world now. So how do I maneuver and how do I, use all the resources that I've been equipped with to make the best decisions for myself and to continue the successful path that I'm trying to go down. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, like it's also like it's also maturing more into your manhood, right? You kind of got to grab your nuts and like say, you know what, I got to muscle up and I got to figure out, okay, like how am I going to start providing for myself without the support of having um, a FAFSA or the support of having a group of brothers, a fraternity, you know what I mean, to lean upon. Not to say they won't be there, but it's just the rails kind of come down, the guardrails kind of come down, and you're forced to kind of just face that, you know. And it really just comes down to like just knowing yourself on the coldest nights. You know what I mean? Just kind of like saying, you know what, I'm not gonna lose. You know what I mean? And if you're a lion, right, losing is not eating. So it's like that's the kind of mindset like I've equipped myself with this like I can't afford myself to think about the negative aspects for too long. You know what I mean? So just keep one foot moving forward at a time, one step at a time, and knowing that progress is gonna take place as long as I keep an outlook of gratitude and keep my head up, you know.
Mm, mm. I couldn't have said it better, brother.
Yeah, that was you started off deep already. And it's really something that I can definitely say for myself. It was something that um honestly, the first thing I ain't gonna lie that I really was just kind of disappointed about was the student discounts. I ain't gonna lie because I really utilized the hell out of student discounts, like even with Apple Music, Netflix, whatever it was, the student
Amazon Prime.
discounts, Amazon, everything. I was like, those things were so amazing just having those because those extra things do add up, and to me that was like the biggest thing. I was like, damn, all right, now I gotta start paying full price for everything. I gotta start going grocery shopping. I have never like I remember when I was in college, I did used to go grocery shopping here and there, but it wasn't something that I was used to because there was a dining hall, where sometimes you eat out with friends or you guys are doing everything. I never really understood the whole grasp of all right, when you go grocery shopping, you gotta know you're doing it for the month or for the next whatever, and you gotta be like sustain yourself. And that to me hit a little different. And then the next thing was going to work. That thing to me was like something that I did not really understand. Of course, I mean, it's not like I wasn't working while I was in college and undergrad. I was working, going to class, but my schedule was kind of something I could control a little bit here and there. Once I started working full time, they said you have to be here at this time to this time. This is how much you're getting paid, no matter what. And that concept to me, it didn't hit me until I walked that stage and I was like, oh damn. I can't tell my manager, oh, today I ain't feeling well. I can't come in. You know how you can tell your professor, oh, I overslept, give me a break. You can't tell that to your manager, oh, you overslept? Well, you overslept yourself to no job. So, um, those, those are just some of the things that kind of just hit hard for me as well. And then holding your nuts part, I agree that that's the Russell Westbrook, but I really I really that part is like
No.
super important because when you're in that environment of a college environment and then you now in the real world, it's not like you're not in the real world as well in college, but now when it's you don't have that system that you are kind of in, the aspect that to me was the most important thing that I really liked a lot was being able to be speaking up for myself and advocating for myself. Because you learn those things when you're in college. You learn those things when you're in classes. You have to, sometimes you got to fight for your grade. And that translates to kind of how I was able to kind of adjust to having to work full time, having to start figuring out where I'm going to stay, what I'm going to do, how's my car going to look. I had to speak up for myself with confidence. And that to me was like some of the things. But the post grad depression, it is real. It is real. It's not something that just comes and goes. It's gonna hit you maybe the next day or maybe 6 months after that, or some point you're gonna be like, damn, I don't got my boys with me every day like I did. I can't just show up to this thing late like that. So, Trevor, for you, like, what are some of the coping tools and some of the things you've been able to kind of utilize to help you adjust after being able to successfully get to that point in your life?
Man, that's a good question, man. I started therapy like my last year of undergrad at Davis. And so like that was something I carried on even post grad, right? Just checking in with a guy named Sean Chapman, man, who got me through a lot of ups and downs, you know what I mean? And really you know, um kept a close ear on things that I was probably dealing with at the time, whether it be just finding a job or um coping with living with different people. You know what I mean? Me and my girlfriend had moved into Oakland together, and so that was a new thing for me. I never lived with another significant other, so it was like us being under one roof was a big learning experience, right? While
Oh,
also working together too, because we both worked for the same company at the time at home. So it's like we spent a lot of time. So therapy helped, man. Hey, one thing I do miss is that student discount for Spotify, man, because I love music. And I think music helped a lot too, man. Like just especially like setting the tone for the day, right?
mm,
I feel like waking up early and listening to the right things kind of puts you in a good space to not only get work done, but to just have a good energy, throughout the day and a good attitude. Hobbies like hiking, hobbies like going to the gym, you know what I mean? Things that I've kind of already like had in my daily practice, just like continuing these things, man, just keeping the hobbies consistent, helped a lot, and helped a lot with just enforcing discipline in other avenues, right? Whether it be work, whether it be making meals, you know what I mean? Just allowing me to kind of have a set schedule so the anxiety won't creep in, you know? And yeah, man, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, ice cream, my favorite food, you feel me?
Come
As
on
long
now.
as I have me a little pint of ice cream, bruh, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., bro, throw that back down, bruh. I'm gonna work it off in the morning anyway. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be good, man. So it's like I will say, man, just like having fun with it, bruh, but just like also just keeping the discipline, man. Just holding myself accountable. I think that's a big
Mm,
one. Holding myself accountable. And that's honestly that's my word for like 2025, accountability. So yeah, man. Just continuing that routine.
I like that. I like that a lot, Trevor. Thank you for sharing, man. You know, not only is it like like you said, when it hits, but it's knowing exactly what the avenues that work for you to traverse that. Whether, like you said, music, that pint of ice cream, working out, be therapy. They all add up. But in addition, as well, it's like I like how you put the point of discipline, accountability, routine, but in addition as well, how that can be sustainable, not only for, just you, but the people that are also in your life as well. Because well, I know for myself, I got to juggle a lot of different other personalities in my house. So I got my wife, I got my kids, and it all adds up. But being able to create that sustainable mindset where it's like, at the end of the day got to end, but also,
They got it.
have yeah, and have your inner peace. Because I know for me, every day's been a learning experience since I've been out of college. Oh my goodness. Oof. It's never gonna be the same. Never gonna be the same. But every day, you may be hit with a curveball. You may feel good, may feel bad, but it's another opportunity. And it may not be a perfect mindset, but if you can sustain it and keep it pushing, moving forward, boom. Hey, by all means, we're happy and excited for that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
That is so
appreciate
true.
Appreciate those words. Yes, sir. Let's make sure that we continue to keep that sustainable mindset. Moving into our next section, I'm going to hand that over to Tex. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So before we get into our next session, I would like to also emphasize what Trevor said in terms of a tool that's very important is therapy. And therapy is really important. So for anybody out there who's watching this or listening to this, always remember therapy doesn't need to be with like a therapist. It can be with your friends. It can be with a loved one, a close person. And I used to be like thinking that therapy was for so-called weirdos or whatever until I experienced it, and I was like, "Oh man, this thing is changing your life," because everybody is stuck in their own thoughts, but when you get the chance to speak it out, exert it out, you really do kind of have that glow up. Now, this is what I wanted to say before we get into our next session, because glow up is real. Everybody has a glow up, and
Oh, yeah.
it's all tied back to your hustle, your grind, and I'm gonna quote one of my favorite WWE superstars, John Cena: "Hustle, loyalty, and respect." So, Trevor, for you, how's the hustle culture treating you so far?
Man, see, how's the hustle culture treating me right now, bro? Bro, I think it's just that's a mindset I keep every day, man. I throw that Nipsey on in the morning, man, and that get me going. You know, I throw that 50
Victory
Cent
lap.
on in the morning, that get me going. Victory lap, hustling music,
Give
Lil Wayne, man.
Get
These are
rich or
things
die
that just
trying.
reinforces the mindset. You know what I mean, bruh? So yeah, man, like hustler culture, it's treating me well, bro. I'm at it every day. Currently, I'm in between jobs as far as my career as far as tech goes. Right now, I'm working on transitioning into cybersecurity. Um, but I do have the experience of working in content management. I just finished up an internship with Apple, which was a great learning experience for me, man. So I'm optimistic of what the future holds as far as my future career goes. But yeah, man, I'm at it every day, putting applications in, man, and just like keeping a positive mindset through this little turbulent time, you would say. But at the same time, man, like I said, holding myself accountable. Not every day is gonna be a perfect day. Not every day am I gonna have the motivation to want to put applications in, but like I said, small steps forward is just gonna keep helping me move along in the process, man. And
Hey,
not let that
that's
anxiety keep
real.
playing tricks on me. You feel me? So yeah.
What you mean? What you mean by that?
Mind playing
Anxiety,
tricks on you.
man, like feelings of doubt. You know what I mean? Like,
Ah,
like
Like that
I
imposter
think
syndrome type feeling.
imposter syndrome, things like that. As far as just you're gonna have moments of where you'll be like where you ask yourself, okay, is what I'm doing helping me move forward with my goal, right? Uh, and I don't know if you know the song, right? By the Ghetto Boys, My Mind Playing Tricks on Me, right? Where they talking
Mm.
about like how, my mind playing tricks on me, like that's a real feeling, you know, where sometimes you are asking yourself like, well, yo, where is this negative cycle of thinking coming from? And then you kind of have to remind yourself like, okay, what are the morals you stand by? What are the principles you hold on to? And what are the tools that you even get from therapy? You know what I mean? To bypass these things and overcome these obstacles. How are you going to apply it there? And that's kind of what I've been doing. Like when those moments of doubt creep in, and if you like, I'm not saying it's a regular thing, it's few and far between, but that's a real feeling. And so you just try to use the necessary tools to overcome that.
That's
But
real.
yeah, man.
Man,
That's real.
I sit
That's
alone in my four-cornered room, staring at the candles. I don't know the rest of the song. That's the only parts I know.
what. There's a song that comes to mind that reminds me similar to what you're talking about. I think it was like Four Walls, or If These Walls Could Talk by Kendrick Lamar. Oh my God.
If
Yeah.
these walls could talk.
Where it's like, yeah, but it's like you have that self doubt in your mind, like I said, mind's playing tricks on you, man, and you might think that, oh man, I'm horrible, I'm not doing enough, but in reality, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're taking the exact necessary steps to propel you forward to where your goal is, whatever that may be, right? And aligning, like I said, you aligning with your accountability, aligning with the discipline. You're going one way or another, you're going to reach your goal. It just may not be on your timeline, right? And yeah, it's being okay with that. Oh man, powerful, powerful. But circling back, my bad. We got to hit a little tangent right there. Want to reel this back in. So Trevor, I wanted to follow up, right? Yeah, you had some professional experience outside of college or after college, right? Internships, jobs. I wanted to know, like, what's been your biggest professional, I have no idea what I'm doing moment? Because I think I've definitely been there where I'm in a
Yeah.
room, I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing right now, gang? I'm winging it. I don't know what I'm just, it's just word vomit. I'm saying it and they're eating it up. I don't really know, but hey, we here.
Hey,
I don't know.
bro,
Have you
it's
had,
right now. I'm not just playing, but let's be real, bro. Like, honestly, bro, I don't even know how to bypass that, bro, because I feel like that's something I kind of always do. I kind of wing it to a certain degree.
that gift
Um,
the gab?
but but you work with what you got, man, and you just hope you shoot the dice and you see what rolls. You feel me? But as far as professional wise, man, just bruh, I remember like just starting my job, my internship at Apple, bro, and them asking me if I could graphic design and lying and saying yeah. And then when it came down to like actually showing them how to like complete a project, I was literally clicking buttons right in front of them on Zoom. You know what I mean? And then as they were asking me, "Oh, do you know how to do this or do you know how to shade that or can you make this diagram move like this?" I'm literally telling them, "Oh, I didn't learn that in in my graphic design class. Can you show me real quick?" And then I'll add that. I'll do that for you right now. So it's just a lot of times, man, just kind of like being honest. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like
mm.
even if you you know what I mean? Even if you don't necessarily know what you're doing, man, sometimes you just gotta let people know in a way that doesn't make you seem like a complete dumbass. Like, be like, hey, bro, you know what? I forgot that. Like, can you show me how to like, shade that in? Can you show me how to make that, like you see his eyes right there? Can you show me how to make his eyes blink? Like stuff like that, man. Just like have it like, bro, like just add like, just kind of, bullshit. Bro, we niggas. At the end of the day, bro, there's a certain level of bullshit you gotta have, nigga.
Hey,
And best
hey,
believe, you do it enough time, you bullshit all the time. You bullshit when you talking to girls, you go to the party, da 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 da. You know what I mean? I was going to college parties telling girls I was on the college team. Sorry, I ain't never been to college. Yeah,
shit. But they believe it. Hey, hey.
but
One
I'm the
thing I'll
starting
say,
DB on this motherfucker, man.
They
You know what I
can't
mean?
Google.
perception.
Real players coming in, I'm dapping them up like I've been there. You feel me? Like, you just gotta play the role, you know what I mean? Fake it till you make it. You know what I
Fake it till
mean?
you
And
make
so
it. Perception is reality, man. Perception is reality.
it's true. You tell yourself so many different lies, but sooner or later you're gonna start to believe it. And you know what
That
I mean? If
is
you could believe it,
crazy,
you could get the next
bro.
person to believe it too.
Yo, that's one of the wildest things I've heard. Damn, that's crazy. It's crazy. But you hit on a good point there though. Uh, sometimes it's okay to say you don't know because somebody out there could probably teach you and show you. And it goes back to being honest. And you're thriving still right now, right? It's not like it's not like you suffering and not making yourself, as great as you can be. But the aspect that you actually were willing to say, yeah, sometimes I just didn't know, and I just had to ask the question. I had a teacher once. This was in like high school. It was my AP literature teacher, this man used to clown me so much because all I used to do in class was I was just a noisemaker with my boys, like in class, with my teammates essentially. So I used to just always ask questions because I wanted to seem like I was paying attention, but honestly, I was not. I was just trying to seem like I was engaged. And then one time he hit me with this, they always say ain't no such thing as dumb questions, but Tex, you ask a lot of dumb questions. And I was like, well, isn't that kind of counterintuitive? You told me like ain't no such thing as dumb questions, but I ask dumb questions. I mean, maybe because I'm dumb and I want to learn. But anyways, the moral of the story is that ain't no such thing as a dumb question. But if you actually don't know, be honest and say you don't know something because somebody is probably willing to help you out. And in my professional experience, that's something that has definitely helped me out a lot. Especially after that post grad, because sometimes you think the things you learned in your classes might translate to what you're doing at work. Man, 90% of the things I learned in class, I don't use it at all.
Same.
Zero.
Bruh.
I use mostly what I'm learning practically as I'm learning on the job or learning from other people. I mirror other people and I see what they're doing. And that is right there something that I say it's like it's very important because it does allow you now to kind of have more clarity in how you're progressing for yourself. And it does enable you to have that moment of embracing. You don't need to just shoot up to the sky. It's a slow progression, and I would use an analogy to explain what I mean by that. It's a lot of people won't agree with it, but I don't care. LeBron James, okay, he's the greatest player of all time, and the reason why he is the greatest player of all time is not just because he just became the greatest player of all time. He literally started from here, and right now, nobody can touch his mountaintop. It was that slow burn of growth from the moment he entered the league till right now. This man is still growing. He is still expecting himself to become better. And I use that as an analogy in terms of how people, go along with things. His first game, he dropped 25-5. His first season, 25-5. Only 4 people have ever done that. In his 22nd year, he is dropping 25-7-8. That right there shows you what it means to believe in yourself. Be honest about where you lack, what you don't. He wasn't good at shooting the 3-point line. He can shoot the 3 right now. That man's pulling up from 3 all day. He wasn't good at free throws. He's good at free throws nowadays. So it's that aspect of the things that you can improve on. Always work on those. And thank you, Trevor, for pointing that out. The aspect of just being honest and providing that clarity whenever you're in certain spaces you don't know something. It's okay to say you don't know and you can learn from it. Even if you said you know Chinese on your resume, but you end up getting a job and they ask you speak Chinese and you don't know it. So what
This
is
nigga
that?
Ryan, bro. He is
Well, I
20,
can't.
20.9-5.
What are you talking about?
20.9-5.
I can't see that. I can't see that. I
That
can't see
nigga
that.
he averaged 20.9-5 his first rookie year. Fact check that nigga. You
Yeah,
over
I
here
said
spitting.
25-5. There's only 4 people.
Okay.
Only 4. I'm saying only 4 people have ever done that. I think it's LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Oscar Robertson, and I think
Tyreek Evans.
Jabari Parker.
Tyreek Evans.
Tyreek Evans. Tyreek Evans. Only 5 people have ever done that. Only 5 people have ever done that. But I mean, you can see
Sack
where
City, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this year he doing 25-8-8. Let's stop talking about LeBron. Let's now transition to the next part. We're gonna talk about
You going down that hill, bro.
Yeah, we go because I go all day talking about why he is the GOAT. And anybody want to debate me? I'm all ready. I wrote a paper at UC Davis about this, okay? And my professor gave me a C because she was a Chicago Bulls fan. I remember that. I'm never gonna forget that. But let's pivot here. Let's pivot here.
Yeah.
So Trevor, Gabe, we know you married, living thrivingly and happily. So you had mentioned you were living with your girlfriend. Is that something that you're still doing, or are you dodging that? What's going on with that?
Man, shit. Not right now. I ain't living with her, bro. Right now,
Wait, hold up. You said not right now, never woulda.
No. I never would have. We've been there, done that. You feel me? I ain't with her
Okay.
right now though. Like she out off in law school doing her own thing. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Respect.
So how are you? How's that going? Is that keeping yourself going? You feeling good? How's the love going for you?
I mean, bro, I go visit her like probably like once every 2 months, bro. So we doing a long distance thing right now. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, it's long distance, so that focus on myself, bro, and she's focusing on her load in front of her. You feel me? So pause. Oh yeah. Hey, knock on wood, bro. I don't want to bite that energy. But yeah, bro, I'm just doing me. You feel me? I'm just doing me. She doing her.
Respect,
Okay,
respect,
okay.
respect.
That's
Okay.
I resonate too. I'm doing the same thing myself.
I think I can officially say that we've all done a long distance relationship in some way, shape, or form where our significant others are either out of the state, out of the city. And I think that causes an entire different type of relationship to grow and to develop trust, but also to develop your own self, right? Um, I'll just speak from my experience, right? My wife was in LA at the time when I was living in the Bay Area. So, and she was then my girlfriend. Let me backtrack. She was then my girlfriend and we were dating. And that long distance, man, that separates the boys from the men because you go from being a single bachelor in college to in a relationship post college. It definitely is a different approach that you have not only to the different connections and relationships that you're developing in your self work in your self journey, but also, like I said, the accountability and the discipline throughout that as well. You go from chasing all the honeys to now you got a queen bee, and taking care of it. So it's definitely a growing aspect for me.
And
I
this man
know.
is married to her now. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Damn.
crazy,
This
crazy.
is a
Salute
love
to that.
story. This is an
Salute.
inspiration. We need to pitch to Netflix about this story.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. The whole the healing era. You go in college, you're learning yourself a little bit more. If you didn't learn yourself in high school, you're trying things out, and then you get to post college, and it's like, okay, okay, it's time to get serious. It's time to get real.
I ain't gonna lie
And
though. I don't think I learned myself. I don't think I learned myself anything when I was in college when it came to relationships. I didn't learn
yeah, no,
nothing.
nah,
I didn't
definitely, definitely
learn
not.
nothing.
Yeah, I expect every young man out there to learn, but experiment, have fun. There's different strokes for different folks in every area of life, whether it be business, finances, love, your self journey, your relationship with whatever, maybe God or whatever whatever you do. Uh, but I just know for me, post college, I was confused. I was like, I don't know. Do I want a wife? Do I want to work towards marriage? Do I want to continue fucking around? Do I want to, see what I could do and be a eligible bachelor till I'm 35 and then settle down later? But Tex, and then I'm pretty sure I've already spoken with you as well, Trevor, where it's just like marriage has always been like the end goal for me. Uh, Trevor, what's like been like the worst or funniest date or maybe just like awkward silence you've had, with like a girl or significant other?
Man, y'all asking good questions, man. Oh man. I think the most awkward date I went on was with a girl who wasn't from America. She was Vietnamese actually.
Hmm.
And she spoke probably about like 4 words of English. But she knew how to say fuck me and she knew how to say I'm hungry. And that's all I needed.
He said, "That's all I needed."
Hey,
Hey,
bro.
yo.
I'm telling you
Hey,
right
yo.
now, Shorty did whatever I told her to do, man. You know what I mean? Beating it
You know what
down
I'm
in the
saying?
club, beating it down in public restaurants, took it to the movies, bruh. It was a fun experience, man. And shout out to them junior college days, man, because the answer, man, they had them all over the place, man. If you wanted to fresh off the boat, you can go to the tutoring room and get one. You probably had one in your class. I took economics, so I had a few of them in my class. One of them was even giving me a couple test answers here and there. Uh, bro, they had them in the cafeteria, bro. I mean, I'm telling you right now, man, if you really wanted to get you a fresh off the boat, bro, De Anza College, in Sunnyvale, California is the place to go. I'm telling y'all, bro. But
This
yeah,
man
man.
spitting game today.
Spitting
Okay.
game right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was probably it though. Like, other than that, bro, man, might as well call me autistic because I'm all over the spectrum, bro. I've done some stuff, man. I'm a dog.
This man said she only knew 4 words. That's crazy. I mean, that's. Did you ghost her though after that, or like what happened?
I mean, honestly, bro, I never really ghosted her, bro. We just stopped talking, man. I mean,
I
after a
mean,
while,
clearly
man,
she
she
didn't
kind
speak
of knew.
English.
I ain't gonna lie to you. At the end of it, bro, at the end, I was one of them cats, man, because it's like once you're done with your classes, if you either go to work right after, or everyone kind of does their own thing, man. So like, after class, man, like I'm talking to some in my class. You know what I mean? I'm walking out the door as soon as the bell ring, and I'm chopping it up, trying to set up a tutoring session or a study session or whatever it may be. So, I mean, she probably saw me a few times talking to other women and just kind of, you know accepted what it was, you know.
Damn, that's a lion in the jungle.
Man, you know.
Taking care of his den. Damn, man,
Hey,
that's
man.
that's uh uh that's crazy because thinking about dating in a time of this world and how it is right now. I feel like people I'll say it like this. I don't know. When we was in college, I think that's when like app dating was a really big thing, and I feel like back then versus now is different. Back then, it wasn't where you wasn't trying to look for like a lifelong partner on the app, but nowadays people are finding lifelong partners on a damn app, and to me, that don't sound well, personally, I don't agree with that, right? But also at the same time, I feel like you don't really get to know that person that much because you're just meeting them virtually, and you don't know the traumas that they got going on. You trying to find yourself to love them for who they are based upon what you've learned from them from the app and stuff like that. So to me, that's something it's just weird. However, reflecting on my dating experience and in time, I've actually always been kind of the person that always just calls it out straightforward in the beginning. It's either I'm gonna tell you straight up in the beginning, either I want to date you, or we're just gonna keep this short and fun. That's just me. I've always made it like that. I never, I've never looked for a relationship until I was like, okay, this one right here,
So moving into our last segment of the day, guys, we got three for the
Philip
founders.
founders.
Yes, yes, yes. You know. Yeah. So just wanted to do a real quick recap, guys, and this will be my point for today. One, mental health is messy, but it's also valid, right? Let's make sure that also our growth isn't just linear, it's lived. And then last but not least, we have to laugh at the chaos and then learn from it. Okay. And these are all different themes that we had from different episodes that we've done in the past, but I wanted to bring it full force and right to the forefront of what we were talking about today. So I appreciate you all. Tex, you have something to say?
Yeah, hot topic for me today is the people who look like they have it all together don't. Stay on your own path. Be a voice for your change. Be a voice for change for others. And always remember, rest is revolutionary. Take a nap without guilt. Give yourself a break. Give yourself grace. Keep yourself going. And always remember, accountability and honesty will take you very, very far. So, shout out to everybody for tuning in till the end today. We appreciate that. We thank Trevor, even though he has some technical difficulties. Still gonna give him a shout out for this, and
Absolutely.
that's all we have for today. And if you really enjoyed this episode, please go check it out on the Alive Podcast Network platform, where you'll find other Black hosted podcasts, as well as don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our channel here as we're trying to grow. Maybe next year we'll be on Twitter, on live Twitter feeds, whatever, we don't know. So check us out at Sustain the Story. And special shout out to my co-host, Gabe Martinez, for being the best.
No. That's all you. That's all you. The best, the blessed, and ready for the next. Tex Wambui. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you all. Thank you again for tuning in. It'll be peace out on my end, love, and appreciation. Thank you so much.
Peace out, y'all. We are the voices of change.